Is this the greatest business deal of the decade? Today, we are going to talk about a topic that has shaken the business world. The news is that Dave Portnoy bought back Barstool Sports. Well, yes, this is true. Some are saying that this could be the greatest business deal of the decade. But let's start with a backstory. So, we've got Penn, the big player in the casino and gambling scene. And then there's Dave Portnoy and his Barstool Sports. Think of them as the regulator's constant headache. Now, these two teamed up, thinking it would be a match made in heaven. Barstool's buzz could boost Penn's profile. But guess what? It turned out to be a bit like a double-edged sword. Barstool brought the spotlight, but it also brought alongside its fair share of problems for Penn. You see, in the highly regulated gambling world, Barstool's controversial vibe was causing some headaches. Now, enter ESPN. The media giant has been eyeing the gambling scene for a while. That makes sense, right? People are ditching cable, and let's face it, sports and gambling go together like peanut butter and jelly. So ESPN, media company extraordinaire, and Penn National, the gambling master, shook hands and announced a 10-year partnership. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. The move, which involves rebranding the Barstool Sportsbook as ESPN Bet, marks a significant step for the sports network into the realm of gambling. This development follows Fox's decision to shut down its own sportsbook, underscoring ESPN's commitment to exploring new avenues. The timing is also interesting as ESPN's parent company Disney assesses the future of its cable networks, including the iconic ESPN. Adding to the intrigue, this development aligns with ESPN's parent company, Disney, currently thinking over the destiny of its cable networks. As a component of the agreement, Penn Entertainment is depriving the sports media entity Barstool back to its founder, Dave Portnoy. The arrangement doesn't seem to involve immediate cash payment from Portnoy for the acquisition of his renowned company, celebrated for its widely followed podcasts. However, Portnoy did commit to specific non-compete stipulations and to furnish Penn Entertainment with half of the total proceeds in the event of a future sale or monetization initiative. According to reports, Penn Entertainment had initially invested $551 million in the acquisition of Barstool, employing a two-phase approach that commenced in early 2020 and concluded this past February. In a video statement, Dave Portnoy candidly admitted, "We underestimated just how tough it is for myself and Barstool to operate in a regulated world." He acknowledged facing significant challenges, including license denials and setbacks that emerged due to his association with the company. Portnoy further conveyed that the regulated industry might not be the ideal fit for Barstool Sports and its distinctive content. However, he affirmed his unwavering commitment, declaring, "I am never going to sell Barstool Sports ever. I'll hold it till I die." Well, let's break down the numbers. Penn's agreement entails a substantial $1.5 billion in cash payments distributed over a span of 10 years to ESPN. Additionally, ESPN secured $500 million in warrants, allowing the purchase of 31.8 million Penn common shares, vested over the same decade-long period. In a strategic move, ESPN Bet, managed by Penn, is going to receive promotion across various platforms to tap into ESPN's extensive audience. Notably, if ESPN Bet attains specific US OSB market share targets, extra bonus warrants to buy up to 6.4 million Penn common shares could be granted. And this arrangement doesn't restrict ESPN from advertising space sales to companies like DraftKings or FanDuel. Moreover, sources indicate that there are no imminent plans for an app bundle involving ESPN Plus and ESPN Bet, highlighting the nuanced dynamics of the partnership. Here is where it gets interesting. ESPN's desire to enter the betting game has been long-standing. However, the network has steered clear of operating its own sportsbook due to concerns about potential conflicts of interest in its editorial content. Through this licensing arrangement, ESPN gets the advantage of tapping into betting-related ventures without actually operating a sportsbook. This approach not only presents avenues for exploring business opportunities tied to betting, but also offers the potential to forge deeper connections with younger audiences. Importantly, ESPN can achieve these objectives without getting directly involved in facilitating bets, thus addressing its editorial integrity concerns. A notable aspect of this partnership involves the introduction of a branded sportsbook named ESPN Bet. This innovative venture is set to debut this fall across the 16 states where Penn currently operates mobile sportsbooks. Speaking on this transformative development, Jay Snowden, the CEO of Penn, highlighted the universal recognition and appeal of the ESPN brand. Snowden noted that ESPN's broad appeal, spanning across all demographics, blends seamlessly with Penn's accomplishments over the past 3 years, forming a powerful synergy that sets the stage for remarkable growth. Following the announcement and its second quarter earnings release, Penn Entertainment experienced a remarkable surge of around 14% in its stock value on Wednesday morning. The company's financial performance for the second quarter was great, with revenue amounting to $1.67 billion, aligning with Wall Street's projections. Additionally, Penn surpassed estimates for adjusted earnings per share, reporting 48 cents as opposed to the anticipated 45. And Penn's earnings call is set to take place at 9 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Other than that, Disney, the parent company of ESPN, is to disclose its earnings results after the market closes on the same day. This confluence of financial disclosures underscores the dynamic nature of the business landscape and the far-reaching implications of these developments in the entertainment and sports sectors. As a pivotal aspect of the recent announcement, Penn Entertainment revealed the transfer of ownership of Barstool Sports back to its founder, Dave Portnoy. Penn's initial investment involved a 36% stake in Barstool, costing $163 million in 2019. Building on this, the company acquired the remaining ownership earlier this year for an additional $388 million. Penn has secured the right to obtain 50% of the gross proceeds from any future sale or monetization event involving Barstool, as outlined in a Tuesday press release. ESPN's entry into the sports gambling arena had been eagerly anticipated within the rapidly expanding industry. Leading market players like FanDuel and DraftKings had previously leveraged ESPN's platform to showcase their odds and offerings to sports enthusiasts. However, the Penn-ESPN partnership took a toll on DraftKings, with their stock declining nearly 10% in after-hours trading following the announcement. In a parallel press release, ESPN declared that ESPN Bet is set to emerge as the exclusive sportsbook of the network. Penn Entertainment is poised to receive a range of services from ESPN, including odds attribution, promotional efforts encompassing digital integrations, traditional media, content integrations, and access to ESPN talent. This comprehensive collaboration aims to maximize fan awareness and engagement with ESPN Bet, highlighting the connection between the two entities. The app being branded with ESPN is incredibly significant, emphasized Snowden. He highlighted the app's complete integration, which incorporates endorsements and accessibility from prominent ESPN personalities. Beyond these factors, Snowden underlined the strategic nature of the collaboration. He anticipates that over time, this partnership will prove increasingly beneficial to ESPN as it assists in attaining elevated market share levels. ESPN chairman Jimmy Pitaro outlined the straightforward strategy behind the move. The objective is to deliver exactly what fans have been requesting and anticipating from ESPN. Pitaro expressed confidence that Penn Entertainment is the ideal collaborator to construct an unparalleled user experience for sports betting through ESPN Bet. This alignment between both companies showcases their mutual commitment to delivering a compelling and valuable product to their audience. Subsequent to the announcement of the sale, Portnoy took to X, formerly known as Twitter, to express his perspective on the deal. Reflecting on the partnership established 3 years prior, he highlighted the shared optimism to elevate the endeavor to great heights. Portnoy acknowledged the unforeseen challenges of operating within a regulated landscape, where factors such as gambling operators, media coverage from outlets like the New York Times and Business Insider, and associated stock fluctuations posed hurdles. Details of licenses and setbacks due to his persona further underscored the complexities of functioning within the regulated industry. Portnoy concluded that this particular environment may not be the optimal fit for Barstool Sports and its distinct content. Penn Entertainment initially thought teaming up with Barstool's content would be like a match made in heaven. Barstool's stuff could promote Penn's online sportsbook, right? But reality had some surprises in store. The mobile sportsbook didn't quite hit the same stride as its competitors, and the whole Barstool-Portnoy package deal was dragging down Penn's stock. But guess what? The recent announcement about the sale of Barstool Sports back to its founder, Dave Portnoy, brings the saga to a close. This isn't just any regular ending, though. It's a turning point that hints at the highs and lows of a strategic partnership. Dave Portnoy paid $0 to purchase 100% of Barstool Sports. Yes, you read that right. The man who started a company that was purchased for $551 million less than 9 months ago is now back in full ownership of his business for no additional money. And speaking of Portnoy, he spilled the beans in a video on X. He looked back on the past 3 years and shared that they all thought they were heading to the moon. But, surprise again, the regulated world they were operating in turned out to be trickier than they expected. Gambling operators, media scrutiny from big names like the New York Times and Business Insider, and even his own image led to stock roller coasters and licenses being denied left and right. In the midst of all this, Portnoy openly admits that maybe the regulated industry wasn't the best fit for Barstool Sports and its signature content. Is this the biggest deal of the decade? Whether we label the Dave Portnoy Penn National Gaming deal to sell Barstool Sports for no money as the decade's ultimate business brilliance is really up for grabs. But hey, let's not miss the forest for the trees. It's a pretty big deal that could shake things up for both parties involved. For Portnoy, this is like a touchdown dance in the business world. This move gives him the keys to drive Barstool Sports exactly as he envisions, without anyone looking over his shoulder or asking questions. On the flip side, Penn National Gaming didn't exactly get the result they were hoping for. They put a ton of chips on the Barstool Sports table, but the returns didn't stack up as they had hoped. The sale might have been a way to salvage some of that investment, but it also came with a pretty hefty price tag in terms of missed opportunities. Predicting the future fallout from this deal is a bit like trying to forecast next year's weather. Tricky business. One thing's for sure though, this deal has its own gravity and could be a game changer for both Barstool Sports and Penn National Gaming. Now, if this is truly the business deal of the decade, only time will be able to tell. But you can bet it's a deal that's going to be followed closely by men in the business arena. And with that, we're done for today. Keep liking and sharing the channel for more such content.